Every time you've been taught that your worth comes from outside yourself. Think about your typical day. You post something on social media and wait for likes. You make a decision and immediately call a friend for approval. You achieve something wonderful but don't feel it's real until someone else acknowledges it. Sound familiar? This is the trap of external validation, and today we're breaking free from it. You know, that feeling when you're about to do something but you stop and think, what will they say? That little pause, that moment of hesitation, that's where your power leaks away. That's where you give your authority over your life to others. But here's the beautiful truth. You don't need anyone's permission to be yourself. Let me share something powerful with you. Last week, I met someone who spent 30 years of her life trying to please her parents, her spouse, her kids, her boss, everyone except herself. She was exhausted, empty, running on fumes. Then one day, she sat alone in her garden and asked herself a simple question. What do I want? The silence that followed scared her at first, but in that silence, she found her voice. This brings us to an important distinction. The difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is the pain of feeling disconnected. Solitude, that's the joy of connecting with yourself. When you're lonely, you're missing others. In solitude, you're finding yourself. The key is learning to transform those lonely moments into peaceful solitude. Start small. Sit with yourself for 5 minutes today. No phone, no TV, no distractions, just you. Trust yourself. Your intuition isn't just random feelings. It's your life experience speaking to you. It's every lesson you've learned, every challenge you've faced, all working together to guide you. You survived every single bad day you've ever had. You're stronger than you think. It's a truth that might surprise you. Being alone doesn't mean being lonely. Think about it. Have you ever felt lonely in a crowd or completely at peace by yourself? That's because peace comes from within, not from others. Learning to enjoy your own company is like discovering a secret garden that's been in your backyard all along. Start treating time alone as a gift, not a punishment. Take yourself on dates. Go to movies alone. Eat at restaurants solo. Read books in parks. Dance in your living room. Cook elaborate meals just for yourself. These aren't acts of isolation. They're celebrations of self-love. Finding peace in silence is an art, and like any art, it takes practice. In our noisy world, silence feels strange at first. But in silence, you'll hear your true thoughts, your authentic desires, your genuine dreams. Not the ones others gave you, but your own. The next time you feel that urge to check your phone, to call someone, to fill the silence, pause. Take 3 deep breaths. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice the rhythm of your heartbeat. That's you. Fully present, fully alive, needing nothing and no one else in that moment. Your independence isn't selfish. It's necessary. It's like putting on your own oxygen mask first on an airplane. You can't, they're special. It's because they've done this work. They've learned to stand alone, to trust themselves, to find peace in their own company. Building self-trust is like building a house. It happens one brick at a time. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you lay a brick. Each time you honor your own boundaries, another brick. Each time you choose your own path, even when it's difficult, another brick. Day by day, choice by choice, you build an unshakable foundation. There will be days when this feels hard. Days when the silence seems too loud, when being alone feels heavy. These aren't setbacks, they're opportunities. Each challenging moment is a chance to prove to yourself that you can handle it, that you're enough, that you have everything you need within you. Remember this. The world's opinion of you is just that, an opinion. It's not a fact. It's not your truth. Your truth lives in those quiet moments when you're completely yourself. No pretense, no performance, just you. That's where real power lies. Your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. When you're at peace alone, you don't enter relationships from a place of need or desperation. You enter them from a place of choice, of wholeness, of genuine desire to share rather than a desperate need to take. As you continue on this path, you'll notice something amazing. The approval you used to seek from others starts feeling less important. The silence that once felt empty starts feeling rich with possibility. The solitude that scared you begins to feel like home. This isn't just change, It's transformation. You're not just learning to be alone. You're learning to be free. It's about building wings. It's about rising above the need for constant approval and finding the joy of being true to yourself. It's about discovering that you've always been complete. You just needed to remember it. Your power to stand alone, to find peace in solitude, to trust yourself completely. It's not something you need to create. It's something you need to uncover. It's already there, waiting for you to claim it. And that journey begins now, in this moment, with your decision to trust yourself first. Your life is like a backpack. Over the years, you've been filling it with experiences, memories, beliefs, and emotions. Some of these lift you up, but others weigh you down. Today, it's time to open that backpack and look inside. It's time to decide what you want to carry forward and what you need to leave behind. Every single person carries emotional baggage. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you've lived, loved, and learned. But carrying old hurts, outdated beliefs, and past disappointments isn't helping you. It's like trying to run a race with weights tied to your ankles. Look at your life right now. When something good happens, do you wait for the other shoe to drop? When an opportunity comes, do you think, I'm not good enough for this? These are your limiting beliefs talking. They're stories you've told yourself so many times that they feel like truth. But here's the real truth. They're just stories, and you can write new ones. Think about a plant growing in a small pot. No matter how much you water it, feed it, or care for it, it can only grow as big as its container allows. Your limiting beliefs are like that pot. But here's the harder part. Forgiving yourself for the mistakes you've made, for the opportunities you've missed, for the times you weren't as strong as you wanted to be. Look in the mirror and say, I forgive you, and mean it. Repeat it until you feel the weight lifting from your shoulders. You know, those patterns in your life that keep showing up, the same kind of relationships, the same problems at work, the same financial struggles. These aren't coincidences. They're patterns you're unknowingly creating. The good news, once you see a pattern, you can change it. Control. It's a tricky thing. We hold on so tight to things, people, and outcomes, because we think that's how we stay safe. But try this. Hold a pencil as tight as you can. Now, try to write with it. Tough, right? That's what excessive control does to your life. It paralyzes you. The answer isn't to drop everything. It's to hold things gently. Attachment is control's cousin. It whispers, you can't be happy without this person, this job, this thing. But happiness that depends on anything outside yourself is always at risk. True happiness is like the sun. It might be hidden by clouds sometimes, but it's always there within you. Change scares most people. It's natural. Your brain is wired to prefer the familiar, even if the familiar isn't serving you. But here's a secret. Change is going to happen whether you resist it or not. The only choice you have is whether you'll fight it or flow with it. Uncertainty feels like standing at the edge of a dark room. You can't see what's inside, so you stay in the hallway where it's lit. But every amazing thing in your life, reach for your phone. Don't immediately plug into the world's noise. Give yourself the gift of peace first. You got messages to answer? They can wait. Your peace can't. Your environment shapes your thoughts. Look around your space right now. What message is it sending you? Every item you keep, every photo you display, every color you choose, they're all programming your mind in subtle ways. Make your space reflect the person you want to be. Create rituals that remind you of your strengths. Maybe it's a morning walk, a gratitude practice, or a few minutes of breathing exercises. These aren't just activities. They're anchors that keep you steady when life gets stormy. Old habits don't break easily. They're like well-worn paths in a forest. To create a new path, you need to walk it again and again until it becomes clearer than the old one. Be patient with yourself. You're not just changing actions, so you're rewiring your brain. Fear will show up. That's guaranteed. But fear is just energy. It's neither good nor bad. It's how you use it that matters. Let it be fuel for growth rather than a signal to stop. Every time you feel afraid, remind yourself your mind will resist change. It will create excuses, distractions, and reasons to stay the same. Thank your mind for trying to protect you, then do what needs to be done anyway. Growth happens outside your comfort zone, not within it. Listen to the quiet voice inside you. Not the loud one that shouts about your limitations, but the quiet one that knows your true potential. That voice might be hard to hear it for good. Look for evidence of your strength. Keep a journal of your wins, no matter how small. Did you speak up in a meeting? Win. Did you say no to something that didn't feel right? Win. Did you spend an evening alone and enjoy it? Big win. These moments build your confidence muscle. Remember, releasing what holds you back isn't a one-time event. It's a practice. Some days it'll feel easy, like dropping autumn leaves. Other days it'll feel like trying to uproot an old tree. Both are normal. Both are necessary. Your life is not limited by your past unless you choose to carry it with you. Every morning you get to decide what to bring forward and what to leave behind. Choose wisely. Choose yourself. As you release old patterns and create new ones, you'll feel lighter, clearer, more authentic. That's not just change, that's freedom. And it's available to you right now in this moment through your choices and actions. Peace isn't something that happens to you. It's something you create moment by moment, choice by choice. It's like building a house where your soul feels at home. Today, we're going to talk about creating that space. Both your personal sanctuary starts in your mind. You need a mental space where you can retreat, regardless of what's happening around you. Think of it as your inner garden. Some days you'll need to pull weeds. Other days you'll plant new seeds. Every day, you tend to it with care. Start with your physical space. Your home doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to feel like yours, like snow in a globe. This isn't meditation. It's coming home to yourself. Throughout your day, create tiny rituals. When you drink your morning coffee, really taste it. When you walk from your car to your office, feel each step. When you wash your hands, feel the water's temperature. These aren't breaks from your life. They're doorways into the present moment where peace lives. You'll notice something amazing as you practice this. Joy starts showing up in unexpected places, in the way sunlight hits your window, in the sound of rain on the roof, in the warmth of your morning shower. These moments aren't small. They're everything. They're life happening right now, and they're available to you always. Being your own best friend means talking to yourself like someone you love. When you make a mistake, don't launch into self-attack. Would you yell at your best friend for that mistake? No. You'd offer understanding, perspective, maybe even give yourself that same kindness. Watch how you talk to yourself. Those quiet comments in your mind shape your reality. Replace "I have to" with "I choose to." Instead of "I'm not good at this, try I'm learning." These aren't just word games. They're switches that turn on different parts of your brain. Learn to listen to your body. It's always talking to you. Tension in your shoulders, that's stress asking for attention. Butterflies in your stomach, that's intuition sending you a message. Your body knows what you need before your mind does. Trust it. Create boundaries that protect your peace. Say no to things that drain you. Step back from relationships that disturb. Like a flower giving off fragrance, you naturally affect your environment. People feel calmer around you. Situations become less dramatic. You become a living example of what's. But remember, you're not responsible for other people's peace. You can show them the path, but they must walk it themselves. Stay in your lane. Keep your heart open, but your boundaries firm. This balance is key. As you grow stronger in your solitude, you'll notice your relationships changing. They'll become choices rather than needs. You'll stop trying to fix others and focus on understanding them. This is what healthy connection looks like. You'll face challenges. That's guaranteed. But now you'll face them differently. Instead of being tossed around by life's storms, you'll be like a lighthouse, steady, stable, shining regardless of the weather. Your peace becomes portable, available anywhere, anytime. When hard times come, don't run from the feelings. Make space for them. Sadness, anger, fear, they're all welcome at your inner table. Feel them fully, but remember, you are not your feelings. You're the awareness watching them come and go. Keep growing your peaceful moments. String them together like pearls on a necklace. Each breath, each conscious choice, each moment of presence. They add up. They create a life that feels like yours, a life that fits you perfectly. Remember that peace isn't passive. It's an active choice you make again and again. It's choosing to respond rather than react. It's deciding to see opportunities instead of obstacles. This is how you change the world, by changing yourself. You're creating a new way of being. one that doesn't depend on external validation, one that doesn't crumble when plans change, one that stays steady when others are shaking. This is your gift to yourself and to the world. The thing you've been searching for, the peace, the confidence, the sense of purpose, it's already within you. It always has been. Your job isn't to create it, but to clear away whatever blocks you from feeling it. From this moment forward, carry yourself gently. Walk through your days with awareness. Let your peace be bigger than your fears. Let your solitude be sweeter than your distractions. Let your inner voice be louder than the world's noise. You are complete, just as you are. You are whole, just as you are. You are enough, just as you are. These aren't just pretty words. They're the truth of who you've always been, who you are now, and who you're becoming as you step forward from this moment. Remember, your peace is your power. Your solitude is your strength. Your ability to be happy alone is your freedom. You're not just learning to be at peace alone. You're discovering who you've been all along. Take this message with you. In the quiet moments, in the spaces between the noise and the solitude that once scared you, that's where you'll find yourself. And once you find yourself, you find everything. You're ready. You've always been ready. Your journey to peace isn't ending. It's just beginning. And the best part, you already have everything you need right here, right now, within you. Walk forward with confidence. Chase for approval. Think back to where we started. Remember those moments when being alone felt like punishment? When silence felt heavy? When you needed constant noise, constant connection, constant distraction just to feel okay? Look at you now. You're learning that solitude is a gift. Silence is medicine. Being alone is an opportunity, not a sentence. Your path forward is clear now. Each morning brings a new chance to practice peace. Each challenge offers an opportunity to trust yourself more deeply. Each moment alone becomes a moment to grow stronger, to dig deeper, to flow. You'll notice changes happening naturally. Small ones at first, like feeling comfortable eating alone at restaurants or enjoying a quiet evening without reaching for your phone. Then bigger ones, making decisions without asking everyone's opinion. Standing firm in your choices even when others disagree. Finding joy in your own company. The people around you will notice too. They'll sense something different about you. A new steadiness, a quiet confidence, an unshakable peace. Some will be drawn to it. Others might feel uncomfortable. Your peace might highlight their chaos. Both reactions are perfect. Both are signs you're growing. This isn't found in other people's approval. It's not in perfect circumstances. It's not in having everyone understand you. Peace lives in those quiet moments when you're completely yourself, no pretense, no performance, just pure authenticity. You understand? Now that being alone doesn't mean being lonely. The difference had to master the art of solitude. You're not just learning to be alone, you're joining the ranks of those who dared to be themselves completely. From this day forward, carry yourself differently. Walk like someone who knows their worth. Speak like someone who trusts their voice. Live like someone who's found their peace because you are that person now. When doubt creeps remember this moment. Remember how clear everything feels right now. Remember that your worth isn't in what you do, what you achieve, or what others think. Your worth is in who you are right now, exactly as you are. Let every breath remind you of your strength. Let every heartbeat echo your independence. Let every step forward show your commitment to this new way of being. You're not just existing anymore, you're living fully and freely. The world needs people who have found their peace. It needs people who can stand steady in storms. It needs people who know how to be alone without being lonely. It needs you exactly as you're becoming. So step forward now. Step into your power. Step into your pace. The door is open. The path is clear. And you're ready. You've always been ready. This isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning. Every day brings new chances to practice what you've learned, to strengthen what you've built, to expand what you've become. Every moment is a new opportunity to choose peace, to choose yourself, to choose freedom. You carry peace within you. You carry strength within you. You carry everything you need within you. Always have, always. Now go. Live your truths. Spread your